Good morning, student. This is 8th class. I am Joginder Kumar. Student, here we will discuss chapter number 22 of Civics, the role of Parliament and the lawmaking in India. We have to start. Now you can see the flow chart of the Indian Parliament, how it is formed. This is an overview only. It is formed with the President of India. The Lok Sabha means the lower house, the Rajya Sabha. Here are given below the features of each. Like the President of India is the first citizen of the country. Lok Sabha, the Speaker of the Lok Sabha, the presiding officer of the Lok Sabha. In Rajya Sabha, the Vice President of India is the presiding officer of the Rajya Sabha. Clear? So, we will read now differently. President. President is the first citizen of the country. He is elected for a period of 5 years. He has the legislative, executive, financial, judicial and the diplomatic power for the country. Lok Sabha, the number usually elected members usually elected for every 5 years, means they are elected for 5 years only. The maximum strength of the Lok Sabha is 552 members. And the Rajya Sabha, its members are either nominated or elected. The maximum number of Rajya Sabha is 252. Now, the newsmaker and the democracy in India. It's a news about the 17th Lok Sabha of India, which is elected by the people of India in 2019, has the highest number of female members of parliament. Out of total number of 543 members, there are 78 women members. Now you can see democracy in India. India has a parliamentary form of government. It is the world's largest democracy, which conduct regular elections at the national as well as at the state level. The participation of the people in decision-making process and the consent of the citizens are the two guiding principles of India's parliamentary form of government. We will discuss these broadly. Here, the reasons for adopting the parliamentary system of democracy in India. The first reason is adopting a parliamentary form of government, the participation of the people in decision making. Before India became independent in 1947, the Indian had been enforced to obey the laws imposed by the British government, in which they had little or no role in the decision-making process. The leaders of Indian freedom struggle wanted a system in which every would be treated equally and allowed to participate in the governance. Second reason, the consent of the citizens. The quest of the participation in the democratic setup also meant that ability to elect the representative in a free and fair manner in the elections. The people's participation in the same process. The result of the election would represent the mood of the nation and its citizens. That's why the parliamentary system of democracy is adopted. Here, the people of the country is given the universal adult franchise which means is right to vote for all citizens. Now, the Indian Parliament and the composition of legislature. The Indian Parliament is known as Sansad. Sansad is the highest law-making body of the country. The Parliament comprises of the President of India, the Lok Sabha means the lower house, the Rajya Sabha means the upper house. Now, Lok Sabha. It is also known as the House of People. The members are elected directly by the people, usually once for every 5 years. The current strength of the Lok Sabha is 545. It takes 273 seats to form the government at the national level. The Rajya Sabha is also known as the Council of the States. Can have maximum number 250 members. 12 members out of these are nominated by the President of India for their eminence in various fields such as music, art and literature. 1/3 of these members are retired every 2 years and elections to the seats are held. The members of Rajya Sabha are elected for a fixed term for 6 years. Now, the constituency, opposition, the coalition. These are the key terms we will discuss here. First is the constituency. The election commission divides the whole country into some small areas for the purpose of elections. These are called the constituency or the electoral constituency. Every constituency is known as a single seat. Now, opposition. The parties which lost the election form opposition in the legislature. They were against the policies of the government. Now, coalition. In the whole country, the parties try to win election so they join hands with other parties. It is known as coalition. The composition of executive and the powers of president. Now you can see here the President of India, he or his or her powers here. The President of India is the head of the state, the supreme commander of the defense forces, and he is the first citizen of the country. He or she acts on the advice of Prime Minister and the Council of Ministers. The President is elected by an electoral college. He or she serves for a term of 5 years. His powers. First, the legislative powers means he has some legislative powers. He has in the lawmaking powers. Now, executive power. He can take the executive powers in lawmaking. Next, financial power. Any bill is passed with the consent of the President. Next, judicial power. He or she can seek any information for the country by Supreme Court or the High Court for his or her judicial review. Student, we will discuss the next part of this video in the next video. Thank you. Have a nice day.